Dick.
And he said, I didn't claim it works. And I say, I didn't claim to give a shit. And then
Jack.
it said, we have confirmed your comment doesn't follow the community standards.
Oh, no. Oh, woe is me. I got into a discussion. I
don't know why everyone says I feel much anger from you. I'm never angry. You're not. This doesn't make me angry just because I say what's on my mind. It's not an angry thing. Saying not buying Chinese is stupid.
No, but the world. Here's where this is how insane it is. Somebody put a post up talking about how on one of the buy and sell groups that I'm a part of, this woman went up there and she wrote it in all capital letters, all caps, and basically saying, admin, what's going on? There's a ton of spam. There's a ton of guys on here from like fucking India and like Bangladesh and all these other countries that are posting stuff for like jobs and stuff that just aren't real. They're fake. They're scams.
I hate them.
Why aren't the admin doing anything about it? I've messaged you numerous times. It's been weeks and nothing's been said. The number one focus on the responses was people going, why are you yelling?
Yeah.
Why are you yelling? Why are you yelling about this? So I got up and I just got into it. I'm like, I can't believe you guys are so fucking stupid that you missed the point of the entire comment, which is simply that a bunch of spam is being hit on this thing and the admin is doing nothing about it. The fact that you're focusing on the fact that somebody wrote it in all capitals and this is your focus shows the intelligence level of a retarded gnat, and you should be ashamed of yourself and you should ban yourself from being on the internet because you don't deserve the power of it. And this one woman gets on my case and she's like, you realize you just insulted a person for insulting somebody. No. Yeah. Nowhere in my statement was the fact of somebody insulting another. It was pointing out the fact that all you fucking idiots are out here screaming at somebody or being mad at somebody for having a legitimate issue. Instead of discussing the issue at hand, you want to bring up the fact that it's all written in caps? What are you, 2?
Well, that's kind of the way it goes with these things, especially in the rant and rave groups and stuff where one person will say something legitimate and then half of the responses are just mocking you.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that's the only reason they really go in these groups is to like mock each other, I think.
It definitely seems like it. But I mean, I just love the thing I said. I brought up my points, my one point, and then this one lady came back to me saying, well, you're just being an insulter too. No, you clearly don't know how to read, because if you did, you would understand that there is a valid point being made, and you clearly don't know how to make one. So again,
that's when you got to come back with, yeah, but you calling me an insulter is just making you an insulter of an insulter of an insulter, and see how far you can get it going.
See how many times you can say the word insulter. See, this is why we need to be in a room together.
You calling me an insulter is just making you an insulter of an insulter. That makes you the worst insulter, Tri-salter. And see if she can see what she does with that. If she comes back with some kind of nasty quad salter thing, ask her out. She's awesome.
Well, what I found funny about this whole post is that you've got all this post, you got everything that was said about it, and the whole issue was the simple fact that admin didn't do anything about the fact that these spam things are up. So what does admin do? They deleted the post.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, 3 spam went up.
Well, guess what? That's the thing about these fucking groups. Guess who admin is? I'm admin in a bunch of groups. So your admin is not always the most reliable.
I just thought, wow, the admin finally does something. They eliminate the post complaining that there's an issue with it, but you do nothing about the issue.
No. And
you person, I think whoever you are, that's the administrator, because they only have one administrator for that entire group. Whoever you are, you're a brand of fucking special. You are,
or you're a super genius and you just like fucking with people. If that's the case, send an email to Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com and let me know. Because if you're just that genius, you're like, yeah, I just think it's funny, man. Then I'm all over it. And anyone who wants to start something like this, we have Eric and Gord's group for people who like groups.
That's right.
You can always join our group and we can have all kinds of group discussions, get our group on. We can group it up.
All types of groupie.
And I'm admin for that group. You want to have some admin shenanigans, some shadminigans?
Some adminigans.
I am all over that action.
I'll
start all kind of. I don't have to go to your groups to start problems. You can come to mine. I never thought of that. That's great.
Oh man!
And the dating groups. If you're not in a dating group to date, go away.
Yeah, you're just fucking up for those who are trying to actually date.
I won't get into that. It's personal.
Oh man,
Paul.
So IKEA's in some hot water right now.
It's because they fucked with my dating group. What hot water?
IKEA. So
are they serving horse again?
No.
Okay.
But the IKEA's French subsidiary,
Lukia,
a bunch of its former executives and their subsidiary and a bunch of former executives have gone on trial starting today over accusation that they have been illegally spying on employees and customers and having illicit disclosure of personal information. They were collecting personal data by fraudulent means and then the illicit disclosure of that personal information. So they are being brought up on a slew of charges.
I don't understand how you get personal information by fraudulent means.
Fill out this form for our records that has to do with this, but they're really giving that information out to a third party, which you weren't being aware of.
Well, I think that's kind of partially on you to go, wait a minute, why would you be asking this?
Yeah, that's where my question would go.
Fair enough, I get it. Your jobs are important. You don't want to lose your job. You fill out the thing. And then they give the thing away. So what? There's no information about you that's not public anyway. Who cares?
Well, here's now. See, I'm getting the nitty gritty of this article, and this is genius. One accusation alleged that IKEA France used unauthorized data to try to catch an employee who had claimed unemployment benefits but drove a Porsche.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what. Do you mean that as soon as you lose a job, your car determines if you can get unemployment or not?
I don't know how it works in Europe. Maybe they make you so you got a Porsche, you don't get
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That makes sense actually, but yeah, that could be. I could, see, but either way, I don't.
Because another says that the subsidiary investigated an employee's criminal record to determine how the employee was able to own a BMW on a low income.
Okay, I'll give you that to a degree.
Why is it the company's business what vehicle you drive?
Maybe they think you're stealing from the company, and that's what they were investigating. I don't know. See, I don't understand. I don't think it's such a fine line here, which I don't want to seem like I'm taking sides because I'm not taking any side. If you're worried about being investigated, it's probably because you got something nasty shit going on.
Yeah, chances are you're guilty of something.
And that's how these things always turn out. Oh, they found my ridiculous child porn stash by illegally looking. It's so, I don't know. Like, I worked for a company where a guy was taking WorkSafe. He was taking workers' comp for his back for many months, and then the WorkSafe driver drove past his WorkSafe person drove past his house. He's out mowing his lawn and dancing and listening to music. Like, I don't. That's not fraudulent. I think to drive by his house and you see him mowing his lawn, and then you go, okay, his back's probably fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say like the company is totally in line by what they're doing, obviously, but maybe they're not completely out of line. Stop scamming your company. If you just happen to have a BMW because you inherited it and you got a shit job, but you still have a Beamer, that's I don't know. So I don't know. I'm hoping there's more to both of these because again, now if you are unemployed and you are collecting unemployment and you buy a Porsche, that's worth looking into. That's something we can talk about. That's something we can look into. But if I already own the Porsche and I'm working and then I lose my job and I go on unemployment, I still have a Porsche.
I still have a Porsche. I didn't lose it with, it wasn't a company vehicle. I didn't lose it with the job.
But as I said, I don't know their laws. Maybe there's a rule there. You have to not have a certain amount of something. If you claim unemployment, you got to sell your Porsche. I think that sort of makes sense to me. I think really, if you're house rich and cash poor, you can't be taking EI or whatever. You sell your assets first. I don't know.
The former head of IKEA's France's risk management department, Jean-Francois Paris, acknowledged to the French judges that 530,000 to 630,000 euros a year were earmarked for such investigations.
Okay.
So, but again, I think if it's a fraudulent thing against the company, sure, absolutely. If it's fraudulent against the government, then why are you as a company doing an investigation when it has nothing to do with you? And finally, on all of it, why? Like, who gives a shit what kind of car they're driving?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the laws. I think really, like, if you've got a Lamborghini and you're collecting EI, maybe sell your Lamborghini and don't take from poor people. I don't know.
No, Nicole Douglas, she just came up and chatted on our thing. She says, no, doesn't it just go towards their credibility? Well, that's a great question, but the question is, whose credibility?
I'm so scared to even submit this. Don't
I openly ask her, though, like, whose credibility? Is it the staff's credibility, or does this go against the credibility of the company that they're willing to look so deeply into what you do outside of work that the vehicle you drive will affect whether they do an investigation on you or not? So who's credibility? Who's the incredible?
Yeah. Who's credibility? Make it scarier.
I'm just trying to figure that out.
Whose credibility? I don't even. Yeah, but see, like, I think then wouldn't you just be, if you're the guy that you're defending, Gord, aren't you just gotta, like, yeah, I got the Beamer from my aunt. She died and left me a Beamer. Here's the paperwork. Okay, go away now. Like, then it should be over, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm against people poking all their noses in all our businesses all the time. But on the other hand, if you have
nothing to hide, then you have nothing to worry about.
They wouldn't be if people weren't stealing from them. If we could just say, yeah, okay, everyone's innocent, then that would be great. But 9 out of 10 people aren't, and they're going, I don't understand why I'm being investigated. Oh, it's because you got a bunch of stolen money behind your couch. Oh, yeah, but you're not right to look there.
That's not your money. I didn't steal it from you.
Yeah, right.
I stole it from another company.
Yeah. That's the other defense. It's not your money. Why do you care? Well, fuck, because now they're paying me less because you keep stealing all their money. They can't afford to pay me more because you're stealing from them. I just, maybe we should look at ourselves. Here, it goes back to season 3. The whole point of season 3 was stop lying. And that's the key to really reconciliation. The key is stop fucking lying. Now, yeah, I know it's burning. It's the burning question. What's the theme for season 4? I did allude to it briefly. And the theme for season 4 is going to be smarten the fuck up.
Oh. Well, you can't do that if they're not letting people go to fucking school anymore. So,
well, what do you need school for when we just make up dictionaries and math now anyway?
Look, irregardless of what you believe.
Irregardless of my beliefs, they're just going to change the dictionary for the dumb kid. This is what I was saying when I say we can't protect the peanut kid. Why are we protecting the peanut kid? It's because this is what happens. It doesn't stop, but it goes, and now we have to protect the dumb kid. But don't let the dumb kid feel dumb. Change the dictionary.
I heard about, I try to keep certain information of this thing out. I heard that in one of the locals, in a school,
nicely done.
I'm going to say thank you. In a school, there is a particular student who has such an extreme allergy to nuts that they can literally have massive health issues by even